Donald Trump remains this worldwide phenomenon. And no matter who tries to go against him, in this case, it is Letitia James and Fannie Willis, and where they thought they would end up turning him under. And instead, the black vote is completely backfiring on them. We have the stunning poll that I'll get to at the end. But first, I'm going to show you kind of an overview of where Trump's at and why there was a major turn this week, and it's all good news. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenaple. This is where all the happy people are because we don't let the Democrats steal our smile, no matter how crappy they act. So here's the first headline. If Manchin runs for president, really be a spoiler and throw the election to Trump. So this is Joe Manchin out of West Virginia, who has been toying with a run for president. And people aren't sure if he's going to take more votes away from Trump or Biden because he's a Democrat. He's one of the most hated guys on the right. So he is going to absolutely carve into Joe Biden. Manchin pushes back on warnings from Democrats, arguing in a Fox News interview that, quote, I would never be a spoiler for anybody. That's a huge self-own. You should absolutely get out of the race if that's what you think. As he openly flirts with a third-party run for president in 2024, Senator Joe Manchin has plenty of people in his party terrified that that the moderate from West Virginia will unintentionally hand the White House over to former President Donald Trump, and I like that. There's another one. I just want you to you'll see a theme in all these headlines coming. It's Democrats are losing. Here's political. Biden's poll numbers aren't just bad, they're getting worse, as if it's possible. And by the way, it's not going to get any better because he's not going to suddenly start getting younger. He's not going to suddenly start getting his mind back. The polls keep getting worse for Biden. Trump's vote share in national polls is higher than at any time in the past year. Another win. There's more. Now, here they're trying to throw shade at and put distance between we evangelicals and Trump. Here's three headlines. This is from The Guardian. Trump called Iowa evangelicals, quote, so-called Christians, and, quote, pieces of shit, a book says. Same headline, Daily Beast. Trump called evangelical leaders pieces of shit, new book claims. By the way, usually they would star out the word shit in a headline, but they showed it to make sure that you got the full impact because they're trying to hurt Trump. Newsweek, Trump called evangelicals so-called Christians, talked conspiracy in this book. This was from 2016. The book is talking about stories from 2016 when Trump said to Corinthians, remember that? But Tony Perkins ended up, instead of endorsing Trump, endorsed Ted Cruz. And Trump said these fake Christians, he was angry at them, which I'm sorry, but it is to The Guardian and all these headlines. I don't care what Trump thinks of evangelicals. He can think that they're all fake. He can think whatever. He can think I'm fake. Doesn't matter. I'm still going to vote for him to save the country and save the world. How's that? So this is not going to put any distance between evangelicals and Trump. Nice try, guys. Desperate. Here's the New York Times. Could Nikki Haley, really beat Trump? Big donors are daring to dream. Big donors, keep throwing your money down that pipe. Just throw it down the toilet. I hope you lose all of your money and invest all of it on Nikki Haley. If you're a billionaire, give her all $100 billion because you might as well fill up a lake with it and go water skiing on it. By the way, while you're at it, just throw some billions at me. If you're going to waste it and throw away, literally giving money to me is probably more effective than giving your money to Nikki Haley. I have a better chance of winning than Nikki Haley does against Trump. The Washington Post opinion, this is the big one. This is the one that Letitia James, this is what her court case was trying to do. Remember, she has been hunting Trump. She ran on it. And she has called him a racist. She's been doing all this blacks, and Biden, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Opinion, black voter turnout is the key to Trump's 2024 chances. When we sat down for dinner Thursday, I silently gave thanks that Donald Trump is not president of the United States. This is a writer for the Washington Post. Got bad news for you. Watch this. This is a killer. Are black voters leaving the Democrats behind? This is in another article. And this is my favorite. They're talking about a black poll. The change was so remarkable that it almost seemed like a mistake. In a poll of residents in battleground states by the New York Times and Siena College this fall, 22% of black voters said they would support former President Donald Trump over President Biden in a hypothetical 2024 matchup. They have not, a Republican hasn't gotten those numbers since Reagan. Blacks, 22% for Trump. So even though they've been trying to label him as a racist, label him as ineffective, label him as all that, it doesn't work among normal, common black voters, and to a point that they thought that the poll was a mistake. The numbers were so in his favor. Even when they try to insult Trump, they end up showing that he has more power, more reach, more social credibility. They keep trying to take him apart and knock him down, and he keeps getting stronger. Guys, their tears are going to be so salty on election day, and we're going to be singing. I'm going to dance around the entire house.